Here's Archie's Travels, Chapter 39, entitled Action Stations. Dolly pulled herself together and she met James in town, and he was shocked but determined to do something about poor Archie, who was missing. I hope Archie's all right, Dolly kept saying over and over like a mantra, and he reassured her with a cup of tea that everything would turn out okay, but inside he wasn't sure. No one could hurt Archie, he said. He's too cute. This comment made her laugh, and it was the first time that she'd laughed for days. There is only one place to go, said James, and that was the police station. They were both thinking the same thing, and when they approached the young policeman at his desk, it was difficult for them to keep their suspicions in check. The policeman listened to them, and he wrote everything down in his little black pad, with very small, scrawny handwriting. I hope he can read it, because I can't, whispered James rudely, and he almost made Dolly laugh out loud again, despite the seriousness of the situation. Then a familiar figure came walking in, looking smart and professional, in his clean and shiny uniform. What's the problem? He said in his deep and monotonous voice, and once again Dolly breathlessly relayed what had happened, and what Archie looked like, and how much he meant to them. Jack the inspector nodded sympathetically, but there was something in his eyes which Dolly couldn't make out. Was it sadness, fear, or pleasure? She wasn't sure, but when he'd said that he'd seen Archie about and that he was a lovely-looking dog, it sounded as sincere as a hangman's apology. James scowled when he heard about how he'd mocked Archie in the cafe, and now he was acting all concerned. He's as transparent as cellophane, he thought, and it was difficult for him to keep his anger under control. We'll do our best to find him, don't worry, the inspector said, and he turned on his heels to perform his next task. Dolly and James left the stuffy police station, and they didn't know what to think. They walked slowly through the snowy streets, but they felt that something was missing, and it was Archie. They both missed his happy bark and the soft fall of his footprints in the snow. There's something fishy going on here, said James, as he threw a snowball in frustration. I don't know what to think, said Dolly, as she choked back a sob. He definitely looked and sounded suspicious, said James. I know, Dolly replied, but he's a chief inspector. He wouldn't break the law. She said incredulously. I bet he would, said James. He's a little Hitler, he added. He thinks that he's above the law, he said. I think it's time that we had another look at his caravan, he said determinedly. At Jack's caravan, and Dolly nodded, even though deep inside she didn't relish the thought.